Hello everyone and welcome to my first ever tutorial on bass music in GarageBand. I thought I would show you how we can build a kind of cool dubstep-like beat and with a build-up with risers and stuff and a fat bass drop at the end. It will sound something like this when we're done, so let's listen to it. Okay, so hopefully that gave you a fair idea of what we're trying to accomplish here. So let's get to it. Okay, so first of all, let's set the tempo to 147, and then we'll go to master track up here. Choose the M stereo expander. I've just chosen a preset here to keep things easy. Chosen wide right there. And also have a EQ on there. It looks like this, and here are the settings for that. Also I chose pop car stereo on the compressor right there. Okay, so basically what I used for this drum kit is Roland 909. That's what I used on my kick and my snare. Also on one of my hi-hats, I had a hi-hat from a Kontakt 5 pop kit and also cymbals from Kontakt 5 funk kit. What I did to my kick drum was I put some EQ on that. That's a preset in GarageBand, enhanced bass drum. The settings for that are here, and also I put a high pass filter on that just to get rid of some low end, and chosen 20 Hz there and 0 dB. Also I used the M compressor for that, just to give it a really hard compression, and you can hear actually what it sounds like without the compression here, and when the compression is coming on. So that gives quite a much effect, and also this BC gain, you don't need to bother with that. It's just something I add for myself to adjust the volumes and stuff. So what I did for my kick drum is I placed two notes, one on one of the kicks in Roland 909, and also I added a hi-hat just to get a kind of edgy feel to it, really. So this is what it sounds like. Okay, and for my snare I used M stereo expander. That was just a preset too. It was the same preset which you used before actually, just to keep it simple. Choose wide there, and also I had a EQ on that, which looks like this, and I have the M compressor, which is the same as from the kick really. And I had a quiet amount of reverb there, just a little bit to pull it back really. I just put it down to 34% here just to put it back, to give it some room really. So, and also I had another reverb which is called Ambience, and that's these settings for that. You can hear it without any effects on it. Doesn't sound much really fun really, but once you start putting on these things, they will sound great. Okay, so what I used which notes I used here was I put note there and also note there, but I also put a note quite high up here, which has a kind of deep kind of feel. So this is what that sounds like. Okay, so that's my second snare, which basically has the same settings as the other snare, but I've chosen here in the EQ to take away a lot of the bottom frequencies, just to have this kind of light sound to it, just to have it as an effect together with a riser, which you will hear later on. Yeah, this is how it sounds without the EQ. This is how it's with the EQ. Also I chose just to have one note on this, which you can hear there. Okay, so these are my two hi-hats on this one, which is the Roland 909. I put a little bit of reverb here just to give it a little bit of room and space, and also I put a graphic EQ there on at 400 Hz, minus 3 dB there, just to clean up a little bit, and also I had a high pass filter at 20 Hz there, and I just used this note here on this one. On the other one, it's basically the same thing when it comes to EQ, but I adjusted the 400 Hz minus 3 dB there to clean up a little bit, and also I had the same high pass filter there. But I put a little bit of compression on this one, and that's the settings for that. You have minus 23.5 there, 1.0 there, an attack at 10, and 4 dB there. In the EQ here I pushed the high frequencies quite high to get a kind of airy feel to it. Because I felt it was too deep actually, and it was quite hard to get it into the mix otherwise. And also that's how I personally like it. So and also for this hi-hat I chose to have a ride in it on every other note here, just to have some kind of dynamics. Okay, so that's the cymbals, and I've chosen a quite extreme EQ here, push the high frequencies all at the top, just to have a very airy, thin feel to it. Also I cleaned up a little bit here at 400 Hz, pull down at the bottom, just to take away any frequencies that we don't need. Also I put the M stereo expander, which we used before, on this one, and the same M compressors as from the kick drum and snare. I'll put some delay on that, which has these settings: 100% there, 15 and 73. Also I have some reverb, all up at 70% there, 100, 60 and 26. So I've chosen these notes for that, just to have a lot of cymbals, because I like that. So yeah, cool. Okay, so that's the bass line. I've chosen a Baby Got Beef preset from FM8. I didn't do much to that really, but I added the stereo expander there, same as we used before. Use a EQ which looks like this, which actually is a preset in GarageBand. I think just pushed a little bit more of it. And also I cleaned up a little bit there at 400 Hz, the same high pass filter as before, and I took the Bass Big Squeeze compressor on this one. I just added also a little bit of reverb there, really. 7% there and 97% there. For my sub bass I just chose the preset from GarageBand, which is this one, sub synth bass there. And this is what it sounds like. They are playing the same notes here. This is what the sub sounds like by itself. And together with the Baby Got Beef. So this is my B4 organ, which also is a preset from FM8. I didn't do anything to that either, I think. Just added the same stereo expander. This is the EQ for this one. I just adjusted a little bit there, took away some bottom frequencies, the same graphic EQ as before, and the high pass as before, piano upfront compressor from GarageBand preset, and also a little bit of reverb there, really just to make it undry at 8% there. So that sounds quite cool. It gives quite a rhythmic feel to the beat when you have it together with the bass motif and stuff. Yeah, and the notes here are and that's a C minor and just one chord F minor there. Okay, so this is where things might get a little bit trickier. This is the screwdriver synth preset in FM8. What I really did with that was I adjusted voices here in polyphony and unison to 16 at both. Also I adjusted this one here to this position on all three of these. And also I added a bit crusher with these settings. For this one I added even the same stereo expander as we have used before, but I took the full preset, which is even wider than earlier, just to give it a really big stereo image. And in these two, I'll just silence that, in these two I pulled one of them a little bit behind the other one, so I could pan them out and have quite a stereo feel to that. The most tricky part here really is to adjust here, choose pitch bend, and you will then see an automation here. Which makes it fade up and down or in any direction you want, really. Also I used the synth definition compression here, which is a preset. I had some amount of reverb on that too. And the EQ for these three synths looks like this, and these are the settings there. So yeah. And this is how it sounds together with everything we have gone through so far. So these are the notes for that. Okay, so that's the riser in Massive. I didn't do anything but choose riser in the browser. That's a preset, and also I adjusted the pitch bend to go all the way from 64 minus to plus 63, almost over 3 or 4 bars here, 3.5 bars. I chose this tone here at C4. Also, I did the same kind of procedure actually with the screwdriver. Let it fade all the way from bottom to up. Yeah, so that's quite cool. This is what it sounds together with all the other music, without the bass stuff, really. Also, another thing I did together with the risers and stuff here is the second snare, and also added some claps in the first snare, and also my kick drum has a little different pattern here than what it does in the intro part. So this is what that sounds like together with the riser, maybe. Yeah, we can add one of the screwdrivers there too. Okay, so that's the bass part of the song, or whatever you want to call it. I've used 4 synths to create that, and the first one is the D square bass in FM8, which is a preset, and I added some bit crusher there, and the M stereo expander with the preset full. Also, I had an EQ on that, which looks like this, and the same graphic EQ as before, cleaning up a little bit there. The bass punchy compressor. Also, I choose to place notes in 2 octaves for this one. Just to give it some room, I added a reverb here as well, with these settings. Okay, so for this sound I've used 2 different kind of synths in Massive. I chose Big Benders, which is a preset, and it sounds like this. Okay, the important thing here is to take note of the pitch bending going on. Yeah, and also I had a little bit of EQ here, took away some bottom frequencies, pushed that a little bit up, and also added some small amount of reverb. For this growly thing, I just added a stereo expander with the same preset full, this EQ here, the same high pass filter as before, the bass punchy compressor, and a little amount of reverb. In Massive I use these settings. You can just copy off that right off, really. Make sure to have the phase there, make sure the pitch is correct, add some noise, a little bit of feedback, some bit crusher. I didn't really use insert 2 there. 2 scream filters with these settings. The EQ looks like this. The effect 2 dimension expander, I pushed a little up dry and a little bit, quite much actually, on size. And even effect 1, the C tube, a little more dry and wet, and quite a lot of on drive there. The important thing here is in envelope 4 I pushed the level all the way up, and also in the LFO5 I chose these settings. I pushed this one all the way down to the middle. I placed number 1 here into this one and pull that down there. Yeah, that's pretty much it, really. Yeah, and I also added another synth to get a little more scream in here, and that's the preset filter FM8. I didn't adjust anything to that, so that should work just fine if you choose that. I added some bit crusher on that. The same EQ as in the growl, and the same high pass filter, same stereo expander full there once again. The bass punchy compressor, just a little bit of reverb, just as the growl really. And it's the same thing going on with the pitch bender. I adjusted a little bit more here just to have it scream a little bit more, just to get that dirty feel. Okay, cool, so that's the whole thing really. Let's listen to the whole song, or whatever, the whole beat. Okay, so that was everything this time around. If you have any questions concerning this beat or this track or whatever, please just ask and I'll try to make a short movie or whatever to explain it. Thank you so much for watching, and see you next time.